Hi guys, and welcome back to Marie's Acrylic and Gel Nails in sunny central Queensland. Today I've had a request to do a tutorial and I'll show you the nails that are not on my hand. Some of these were done with liquid art and some of them were actually done with nail polish in the Monomer. So today I'm going to give you, they remind me of gemstones a little bit. So today I'm going to give you a quick tutorial, well as quick as I possibly can. So what you're going to need is whether you're going to do foils or tips, and if you're going to do tips, clear tips. So I've got two others here because I want to do a quick making sure everyone knows how to use them and glue tips on properly. You're going to need some of your monomer and extra containers for your liquid because you're going to have your plain liquid, and then you're going to have containers for your liquid that's been mixed either with your liquid nail art drops or your nail polish, and I'll show you how to do that. You're going to need your glitter colours, which today I am doing white, silver, pink and blue, and I use OPI polishes. So the white polish I chose to use with my white glitter and my white Mylar is Ski Slope Sweetie, and it's out of their Christmas range this year. It's very pretty. It's got a shimmer to it. The other one I chose to use is DS Radiance, and that's a very, very, very pretty silver. Now I haven't tried silver or white or the black. Well, it's not actually black, it's purple. It's DS Mysterious, but it is so dark, such a dark colour, that I'm actually going to do this as a black nail. Because of the Mylar I'm going to use, it's not really black, but it's not really purple. So, but I'm going to use black glitter with it. And then I've got the blue that I used to do the blue one that I showed you. And it is called Blew My Mind. And the other one, pink, well it says it's purple, or Pontus, it's a pinky purple, and I'm going to use this as my pinks. I have my nail bed mix. It's a pink with an opal shimmer in it, just to give the nail bed a little bit of shine. And then I've got my corresponding glitters, and they are just fine. I'll show you the blue. They're just fine glitters mixed in acrylic. For the silver and the white, because I haven't done it before, I did put very, very small squares and hexes in it. But like I said, I think they were 0.035. So we're talking about really tiny, and this is all holographic. Okay, so I've got my Mylar colours out. I've got all my colours, and you want your nail polish colours or your glitters to match the nail polish colours. So I will be using a pink glitter, I'll be using a blue glitter. The only one that's going to be a little bit different is this one, where I will be using the black glitter, only because I really don't have a glitter that corresponds, because this is actually purple with gold in it that reflects at all. And I may change that choice. I may actually go for my black. Now, as I said, I haven't done these colours before. So just quickly, I want to run through my process. So the nail bed has been filed. What I would do if it was a customer is, this is called Nail Pure Plus. Each nail gets cleaned and scrubbed with it twice, and if it was a customer I'd use 2 new ones of these. That dehydrates the nail bed surface and just helps protect it from any nasties. Then I'd use my bond enhancer, which is a pH balancer. Just quickly over all the nails. And the same with that. You want to wait until that dries chalky white, and then you want to give that 2 coats. Before I glue on my tips, I actually like to prime. So this, my thumb, I am going to glue on the tip to, and the reason why I want to go through it is because I see a lot of people when I'm watching videos on here that they just get them and they pop them on. Now, just doing that, you can't guarantee you're not going to get bubbles. You need to come in at a 45-degree angle, and you need to rock it back. If you do happen to get a bubble, an air pocket, you can have a little pin somewhere handy that you can break through the plastic of the tip and try and get glue in there. Because those air pockets that you're leaving behind, is what you're doing is forming something, a place where fungals and molds can get under. Okay, so this is my tip ready. I might have put a bit much glue. So I'm going to put it here. I'm going to rock it back. And doing that, as you can see, when I was at Tech, they used to tell us to run a bead of glue along the seam line. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. I don't need to, because rocking it back has pushed back all that excess glue, and there's no bubbles in there. Stuck. I can get an orange stick and wipe away, so I don't have to file away that excess glue. And I like to wipe it back over the tip for when I'm blending all that in. Now, because I'm using the nail tainer glue, because it's a bottle, you need to burp the bottle. So when you finish, you need to give it, push out all the air, so that when you store it, the glue doesn't go off quicker. So first off, I want to show you how to put just a regular sculpture. So you pull the whole sculpture form off. We're going to grab the back and put it here. Some people recommend to tear that apart. Depending on the nail, I don't. Like, depending on the person's shape, I don't do that. Now we want to roll it here in between our fingers, and that is going to help give us that C-curve shape. The little sticker we stack on the back helps reinforce and makes just that area a little bit stronger. So the same thing, we want to come in underneath the nail at a bit of an angle, roll it up, secure it. When you're putting it on, make sure that this line in the center of my nail, as you can see, it's in the center. You want that line in the center. If your form does not join evenly, it is not evenly lined up. Now there's a line on the sides of the foils. you want to push that line together, and because we're not doing a stiletto, we want the end open, and we're going to close that excess up the top. Okay, and for your stilettos, it's pretty much the same thing. I got these stilettos from China, these ones, and I like them because it was either or. You can either do a normal or a stiletto. The only problem is you sort of can't cut them off and sort of keep one, you know, it's not double. So the same thing, I'm going to secure this here in the center. I'm going to roll the end. I'm going to be using between my fingers to secure that shape. Just push these back. The same thing, I'm going to come in under the nail at a gentle angle, slide it under, secure it at the sides. Now the same thing, this black line, I like to first off close my tabs at the bottom, so I can guarantee that that line here in the center is where it should be, in the center, and everything's lined up. And then I like to press here closed. Up to along that black line, and then I pinch the top of these foils just so I don't have excess flapping. So they're my foils. This is on. I'm just going to put some line out on my tip so you guys can all see the line out again quickly at work. Now if you're going to use a tip for this particular design, you're going to have to make sure everything you do is really, really thin. Otherwise you're going to have a thick nail. So I'm going to shape my nail and then I'm going to feed across my line out. And blend the nail tip, and I always blend my nail tip in, whether I'm using a cover pink or whatever, I always blend it in. I'm sure you've heard in enough tutorials that your file to blend a tip in only stays on the tip itself. It does not touch the nail bed. That's all you need to do, is create a groove along that line in the nail bed, in the natural nail. You would not be popular. And then also remove the shine off the nail tip itself, so the product sticks. I'm tongue-tied today, and I've noticed the slang's coming out today. So when you're happy, and I know that this is a tutorial, that I do want to get this seam line really filed in well, so you guys can really see. Oops, sorry, that was my fault. Okay, so I'm fairly happy with that. And then, so they're all ready, so then you would take your primer and you would prime again. So like I said, I always prime once before I put on the tip, and I also prime again after I put the tip on. It just really helps with adhesion. So I'm going to remove all the dust of everything and I will be back. Okay guys, I've put the nail beds because for this particular nail we are going to be working in the reverse application method. So I'm only going to do one nail bed. I think we all know how to do nail beds. I like to try and keep mine very thin, and I like to start at the cuticle and let my monomer flow forward because I've got my nail pointing down. I don't want a huge thick nail at all, so I find working in small sections at this stage far easier. And you can cheat, you can use your brush and you can perfect your smile line, or you can get one of these really cheap, which I'm going to do and demonstrate. I'm going to line it up to size it, I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to scrape forward. And then anything that I accidentally knocked, I'm just going to pat that down. Make sure I'm happy with my shape. I'm going to put a very small bead just here. Now this acrylic that I made up with the diamond dust that NSI does very much reminds me of, because the nail bed mix is a cover pink, it reminds me of the Organic Nails Rose, or is it Petal? I don't know if the camera's picking it up. But yeah, when you're happy with your shape, we're right to move forward. Now you don't have to have one of these jewels. You can just go around with your file while the acrylic's still a bit damp, and just use that to make sure that you can push it into shape. And then when it's dry, you can feel free to, which with some of them I've gone and just given a little, like this one, because I pointed it. So I'm going to get rid of this, and we're going to start. Now there's two different ways you can do this. So you can, I've got my black acrylic here. I'm going to start, with my pinky. going to put my form back on. And retighten it. I'm going to start with my pinky, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take small amounts and I'm going to frame the nail. So yes, I'm making my nail, but I'm going to frame it in black. So that when I put the colour down, it will pop. So like I said, you only want the tiniest little amount of acrylic if you're going to frame it in the black. And at this stage, all I'm doing is the smile line area. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to get a little bit more. Oops. And you don't want it as wet as what I just had that bead. And I'm going to start to put the outside shape of my acrylic in black. Now what I'm trying to do, because you can't really see at the moment, is I want to join the black up at the side of the nail on that side, but I want to leave a little space there that when I am doing my coloured, my colour, that I have room, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is, in a second, I'm going to pause my camera, finish building up, I think, my fiddly little black lines, because I'll do one stiletto and one of the forms with the frame, and the normal forms, and the other fingers won't have it, if that makes sense, just to show you the difference between the two. And I don't think you need to see me do this twice, because on the normal form it's pretty much the same thing. It's going to be around the smile line and just a black square. I did at Christmas time on a couple of my clients with it without the frame, and I actually like the nail better without it being framed in black. But when I first did this, I did it with the frame, and you saw that with those other nails, so I thought I'd show you both ways in this tutorial. Now you can, if you wanted to, I haven't, you could put down a very, very thin clear base, and then do this work. I didn't do it because I actually like the look underneath without the clear, that you can actually see all the glitter without the mylar and everything, and it just looks, it sort of gives you a two-toned effect. So I really like that. And because I seal under the nail anyway with my Glaze and Go on a customer, I just don't see the point in making the nail any thicker. If that makes sense. So, okay, so you can see that on the black acrylic that it is totally now framed. So I will do one of these and I will be back.